let's talk about these historic expansion for the MAC. So MAC, the Mid-Atlantic Conference, just expanded like crazy for this upcoming 2019-2020 wrestling season. Now, what happened? Well, two conferences essentially joined. The EWL joined the MAC to expand the wrestling conference to the second biggest out of all college wrestling conferences. So the only one it's behind, I believe, is the Big Ten, which is the biggest and the most competitive. But this will for sure make the MAC a lot more competitive. So the new programs that are joining, you'll have Bloomsburg, Clarion, Edinburgh, Lockhaven, Ryder, George Mason, and Cleveland State. So they were all EWL teams. They're joining the MAC next year. Now, who are the current teams? Well, you have teams in there like Buffalo. You have Central Michigan, Kent State, Northern Illinois, Ohio, as well as, you have Missouri, the Old Dominion, and SIU Edwardsville. So those are all those teams that are in the MAC now. Now, you smash these together, what's going to happen? So the current MAC champions are Missouri. Now, Missouri, typically in the SEC in college football, they're actually the current reigning six-time conference champions in MAC, but they'll face some tough competition. You have Lockhaven coming in as the EWL champs. Now, how will those two programs spar off? How will they face off against each other? That will be very interesting to see, not only their schedules, but how the conference championship plays out, because we've seen Lockhaven do really well these past couple of seasons. Now they're losing Chance Marsteller, who did really well for them the past couple of years, but they still have some solid talent and some guys that, maybe they're in the PA area and don't want to leave PA, or they're, they just want to go to a Lockhaven. They see the talent that's there. They see the success of the program. They want to go there. Well, that just helps the program grow, and that's why I think they can do really well against Missouri. Now, Missouri only had one loss this past season, and Lockhaven had a couple, but then we also have other programs that could do really well there, I really think. But let's look at allocations. So as far as conference allocations to the national tournament, this past year, the MAC had 27 qualifiers for nationals. The EWL had 14. So you combine that, you have 41 qualifiers. If that's the way that the national seeding committee decides to go about this, they may have up to 40 qualifiers, which could be pretty big. Now, how does that compare to the other conferences? Well, Big 10 has 78, Big 12 has 53. So if Big 12 is that big and they're one of the biggest now, how will the MAC do now that has a lot more teams? Depends on how competitive it is, depends on where those guys rank up and seed up throughout the season, but it could be a pretty big expansion and very historic, and I'm excited to see where it takes college wrestling in the future.